Okay, here is the games coming up this weekend in the Big 12. This is officially week 2. We're going to pick Saturday's games and then the early week games, which we did not do last week. Let's start it off, man. KU at home against Oklahoma, a pair of top 10 teams. I'm assuming KU is going to be favored by about 6 to 8 points. Who you got, and what's your pick?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go KU here, man. I don't know. I think this could potentially be a low scoring. I mean, they're at KU, so KU's gonna win via officiating. It might be a lower scoring game, I would think. Probably around this, hanging around the 60s, maybe like 66 to like 60. We'll say.
Here's my pick. So if Oklahoma wins at TCU tonight, which is Wednesday, January 10th, then I think they're going to pull an upset on Saturday at KU. Now, if they lose at TCU, I think they're going to lose on Saturday. So I already said Oklahoma is winning at TCU, so I'm going to pick them with the upset on Saturday. The upset city, baby. I'm going to go 79-72. They're going to win by multiple possessions at KU. That's my hot take of the week.
It's wild. They're going on the road twice this week, so
yep.
Good luck.
BYU at UCF. I think we're going to pick BYU to win this game just by how much. What's your score?
We got to see UCF firsthand, and it was just unimpressive to say the least. So I don't know what the score is going to be with BYU UCF, but I cannot see UCF scoring any more than 50 points a game now after what they just showed. It was horrible. I mean, it was really bad. I don't know if they've got any shooters on their team. So we'll just go like BYU 70, UCF 59, 58. I don't know.
Okay. All right. I think BYU is not as good as their ranking is. I mean, they're 0-2 in a conference for a reason. I do think UCF played really bad against K-State. I think part of it was K-State, but I also think UCF is not very good. I'm going to pick BYU to win, but closer than people think. I'm going to pick BYU to win 68-62 by 6 points. K-State at Texas Tech. This is our game of the week for K-State fans here.
Yeah, this is gonna be. This is not going to be an easy game. Okay, they just they put a hurting on Texas. They won their last game too, right?
They won by 17 at home against Oklahoma State.
Yeah, so yeah, it's going to be tough, and this is an away game for us. Double away games. Not a fan.
No.
Not a fan at all. But I don't know. I'm always a homer here when it's teams that look close together. I think we will play. I think we can play up to our competition. I think we may have been overlooking West Virginia a little bit. Maybe looking at this game. I'm going to go ahead and say K-State wins. We're going to go like 71 K-State, and then Texas Tech, we'll say like 68.
Okay. You're really close to what I'm thinking. Okay. So here's my pick for the game. I am going to pick K-State to win the game. I'm also a homer. I don't care what anyone says. I feel like it's going to come down to how much foul trouble K-State gets in. They have the big guy down low. And, Perry has been struggling from the outside. Can we weather the storm against a good team? I think K-State is going to have to come back in the second half and win. I'm going to pick K-State to win 71-70. So same score for us, but I'm only going to pick us by 1 instead of 3. So hot take of the game is K-State is going to make 20 free throws. A weird hot take. That's my hot take. It's going to be a lot of fouls in this game. It's going to be really physical. K-State's going to make 20 free throws in the game. That is my hot take of the game. What's yours?
My hot take is going to be that K-State is going to be behind in the first half by 5 points, but then make it up in the second. So we'll be trailing them, and then we'll come back.
I love it. And second round K-State fans, because we're going to talk about next week's game right after all these picks here.
Yeah.
Houston at TCU. TCU's got a couple home games in a row after losing at KU. I do think Houston is going to bounce back in this game after losing at Iowa State, but it's a struggle, man. This conference is tough. I'm going to pick Houston to win 78-70.
Ooh, yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. I'll say Houston wins 72-70. I'll say that it's going to be really close game. Yeah.
Not low scoring, sorry, a close game.
Close game, yeah. I was like 140 points.
Houston's gonna figure out a way to come back here. They only have one loss. That's pretty impressive. Okay, Texas at West Virginia. I think we're both picking Texas here. West Virginia. I watched them firsthand. They are not good. They turn over the ball a lot. Sometimes they look disinterested. There's no crowd there. There might be a bigger crowd for this weekend's game, but I mean they're 5-10 for a reason. Texas is in the top 25 for a reason. I don't know. I feel like you're probably on the same wavelength as me. I'm going to pick Texas to win 86-61. They're going to win huge.
West Virginia, man.
West Virginia sucks, man.
Their home court advantage is not going to matter. Texas is going to win by 20. It's going to be 85-65.
85-65. I like it. Iowa State at home against Oklahoma State. Iowa State coming off of the high of beating Houston at home. Oklahoma State just lost in overtime. You know, most people would say that Iowa State's probably still going to win this game. I don't know. I got a weird feeling. I mean, Oklahoma State usually wins in Ames. It's weird, man. And I'm going to pick it again. I think they're going to win. I don't know, like 62-51. It's going to be another low-scoring game for Iowa State. And I got the upset, man. Oklahoma State wins.
I'm going to say Iowa State wins. I'm going to say that they win. I think they're going to win pretty handily. It's at home. So I think, and the Saturday is going to get really cold. If you thought that last week was cold, it's going to get really cold. Yep. So I'm going to say Iowa State. We'll go 78, Oklahoma State, 66. We'll say that.
Baylor, number 14 in the country, at home against Cincinnati. Two really good teams, man. I think this is going to be a really good game. I'll let you go first this time. Who do you got? Because I'm not quite sure who I want to pick yet.
It's really hard for me to not go for the home team all the time because also, like I said, Baylor's the kind of team that can win against everybody, but then also a team that could lose to anybody except for West Virginia. There's no chance of ever losing to West Virginia.
UCF.
Or UCF. Yeah, we just happen to play the worst two teams ever.
I like it.
But I'll go Baylor. The home court advantage is real in this conference for sure. You saw it firsthand against KU. You saw it firsthand. We'll go Baylor. I'll say this will be a 60s game, so 63-60, win by 3.
I'm also going to pick Baylor. Their gym, though, is like half the size of KU's, but they're pretty excited about it, and they're top 15 for a reason. They're a good team. Cincinnati is a good team as well. I just think Baylor is better. I think it's going to be in the 60s as well. I'm going to pick Baylor 69-61. I'm a little bit more confident than you. Let's move on to next week's games and midweek games, and then we'll get out of here.
Okay.
So Tuesday games, January 16th. We have –
the temperature will be back up to normal freezing temperatures, not the freaking Antarctica freezing temperature.
I thought Tuesday was going to be cold, too.
Oh, no. Never mind. Yeah, Tuesday's going to be the worst.
Yeah.
I was thinking
Monday's the worst. Monday's the worst. Sunday's -1, dude. Oh, my gosh.
Tuesday's supposed to be -12. Anyway, all right.
Cincinnati at home against TCU on Tuesday. Who you got? What's your pick?
Wow. What an amazing matchup. Cincinnati's going to lose to Baylor, but then they're going to come home and play against TCU in a really, really good game. I've got this 75-74
Ooh,
Cincinnati.
I like it. I also think Cincinnati's going to win. They proved something to me, winning by double digits at BYU. They got a tough team, and I watched part of their their highlights against Texas. Their fans care, man. Their fans really do care. They're going to show up for this game. I'm going to pick Cincinnati to win. Let's go 70-65. All right, here we go. Another K-State game here. Game of the week. Every time. K-State at home against top 15 Baylor. I'll go first this time. I'm going to pick K-State to win. I said it at the beginning of the season. I think K-State has to win a couple of games, at least 3, against the top 4 or 5 teams in this conference to add to their resume to get into the tournament. And they have to win this. Jerome Tang is 2-0 against Scott Drew and Baylor. He's about to be 3-0, even though we don't really have that much on the bench. I really like what Willie McNair has been doing down low. David Gassan's been doing well as well, rebounding the ball. And I feel like Tyler Perry is going to figure out a way to score a bunch of points at home. I'm going to pick K-State to win 68-59.
Yeah, so back what I was saying about Baylor, they can beat any team, they can lose to any team, and this is the team that they're going to lose to. It's going to be kind of like early mid season, yeah, this is going to be a game that kind of goes along. I'm going to say this is going to be like a hot take along with the score prediction. K-State's going to win in overtime, 72-69. K-State's gonna win.
I love it. I love 69. There you go. What's your hot take then?
It's gonna be that the game's gonna go into overtime.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Jerome Tang is undefeated in overtime games at K-State. So I like that hot take. My hot take is Tyler Perry is going to score 20 plus points at home against Baylor.
He's got the hot hand at home. I'll tell you that.
He does for sure. KU at Oklahoma State. I think we're both going to pick KU to win this game.
We got to pick a upset at least once,
I just did. I just did on Saturday. I said Oklahoma's going to win at KU. I already picked that. You're the one who's afraid of the upsets, man. You pick all the home teams.
Well, this would be an upset if I picked the home team. No, I gotta go Kansas here. I said this in the beginning of the when we did the preseason picks here. I said that as good as Oklahoma State is at football, they are just not that in basketball. So, and it's like the opposite with Kansas. As good as they are in basketball, they are not that in football. So this is like the tale of the two tails here. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and say Kansas wins. I think they're dropping 80 on Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State is probably going to get maybe 60, 63. We'll say 63, 17-point win.
Okay. I'm going to say KU wins as well. 85-75, 10-point win. Oklahoma State's going to be up for this game. Their fans are going to be excited, even though they're not very good. Like they've lost a bunch of close games. I think KU's way better.
Yeah.
They'll probably be leading by more than 10, but Oklahoma State might make a couple baskets late to make it a 10-point game. This is probably the best game outside of the K-State Baylor game. We had Iowa State at BYU. I just picked that Iowa State was going to lose at home to Oklahoma State. I'm going to pick them to win at BYU. And it's going to be a great crowd, man. Like the Marriott Center is a lot like Hilton Coliseum. Like their fans really care. It's a big arena. We already talked about BYU having a big fan base. Hopefully their fans like us after I'm picking them to go 2-0 this week. Actually, I'm going to pick them to go 1-1 because I just said Iowa State's going to win. I'm going to have Iowa State winning 77-66, and here come the BYU haters.
Well, dude, we've been disagreeing a lot in this podcast because I think BYU is going to win this game. They're going home finally, and they're going to be really up for a true. What do they call? What do we call the original eight? What do we call the original eight in the
Big
Big
Eight.
12? The Big Eight. I thought they were called like the Crazy Eight or something like that. I don't know, or the Faithful Eight.
The people call them the Hateful Eight when
The Hateful Eight. The Hateful Eight. BYU is going to be up for one of the original Hateful Eight teams. So, yeah, they're going to be wanting some wins. It's a big win here. So I'm going to say BYU takes on Iowa State. Iowa State's not going to get acclimated to the time change again. This is a really late game. It's in a whole nother time zone. It's way out in freaking Utah. So yeah, we're gonna say BYU with a win over Iowa State. We'll say BYU gets 68, Iowa State 60.
They're gonna love you, man. They're gonna hate me, but you know what? I really wanted to go in there after they were talking about how I was gonna pick them to lose last weekend, and everyone's like, "Oh, you know, blah blah blah, they're gonna win," and then they lost. I really wanted to comment back, but you know what? I did not. I just liked what they said.
Don't pour salt on the wound. Don't pour.
There is 3 more games in the Big 12.
Oh my God! All right,
Oklahoma at home against West Virginia. We'll try to speed this up really quickly. Oklahoma's going to win 84-64 against West Virginia. The Mountaineers are terrible.
Yep, Oklahoma by 90.
Another game that's not going to be close. Texas at home against UCF. Texas 91, UCF 61.
Ooh, that's good. Yep, I'll just copy and paste that to my answer. Not trying to speed this up. I really think that Texas could drop 90 on this team.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This is gonna be a good game. Texas Tech at Houston.
Oh yeah,
good game.
Battle of the Texas teams. Here we go.
Yeah, I mean they play each other a lot in football, and I think this is gonna be a good game. Their crowd is gonna be really into this. I'm gonna pick Houston to win 74-67.
You also have to understand that a lot of the recruits and players on these teams probably played each other in like high school and stuff like that. So it's going to be pretty exciting to see. So I'm going to say Houston because they're at home again. I keep picking the home team, but Houston, you have a lot to live up for that ranking that you got next to your name there. So I'm going to say Houston, you got the win. It's going to be an 80-73 win by 7.
There we go. And that is our Big 12 Week 2 picks for
I feel like I just ran a marathon.
Tuesday and Wednesday. Yeah.